I guess my first question is, how do I subscribe? It's, you could have some of those. Yeah. I didn't necessarily, or haven't necessarily become accustomed to saying anything nice about New York, but I have to say that was such a compelling presentation, Dovid. It's beautiful to hear your passion for delivering news in a way that restores confidence and trust in an institution that is protected by the Constitution. And I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our ambassador, former ambassadors here, Consul General from France, who's also here, and all of you, to thank you, and Ron, of course, for hosting this. I was telling Ron briefly before I came that I've been to a lot of Basel events. This is actually the first Basel event that I've been to where I actually see physical art as opposed to digital art. So it's good to know that it's still being made, and it's great to come to this eclectic and beautiful neighborhood where I think you moved in what, 2 weeks? You were able to make this happen, the magician. And so, as Dovid said, what's happening here in Miami is special. It's special because our origin story is special and not too different from many of yours. My family was exiled from its country of birth, where a leader there tried to convince everybody that if they just give them all their property and all their businesses, that everything would be equal. Yeah, it's funny. It is funny. But you know what? He delivered. Equal misery, equal poverty for all. And it's funny, but at the same time, it's incredibly tragic. The calamity, the death, the despair, the lack of a desire for a better tomorrow, or the lack of an ability for a better tomorrow, is very real. When we think about what prison is not having a tomorrow. And when you see a country that enslaves its people and deprives it of a tomorrow, you come to a country like the United States and you realize that this beacon of liberty and hope and prosperity, a place where if you work hard and you study, you can do well, you can have a beautiful gallery like this, Ron, you can inspire people, you can bring them to life. I think something that Dovid said was very poignant to me, which is you come here and you cannot help but feel transformed. And that's what art does. It takes you to another place, but also takes you to another emotion. And your art, to me, makes me focus on a positive vision and a positive view of my city and a positive view of the country that I love. And in my 13 years of public service, it's not often that I get to say something positive about the press. But I have to say, seeing an institution led by someone like Dovid is really refreshing, and it is inspiring, and it gives me hope. Because, as he said, our democracy is fragile. We have to work at it every single day. Democracy is hard, ladies and gentlemen. And Winston Churchill once said it's the worst form of government except for all the others. Which means that as tough as it is, as much as we have to fight for it, it's a worthy fight, because it is the best way for us to live in freedom and in prosperity and in liberty. And so for me, being the mayor of this amazing city that I think is at some incredible inflection points of the digital transformation and Web3 and Bitcoin and all that, I think it's not about a particular company or a particular technology. It's about the future, and it's about my 8-year-old son, my 4-year-old daughter, and understanding that we need to create a world where they can be successful. And that is fundamentally American. The New York Sun is a fundamentally American institution that's been here since 1833. Ron is a fundamentally American creator. And we're gonna continue to create the kind of city and the kind of country that embraces people like Dovid and Ron and all of you. Thank you, and may God bless you.